Titans head into this weekend's Fullerton Regional, participating in its 22nd consecutive postseason after running away with the Big West Conference Championship. We have a number of players to talk to, but first, second-year head coach Rick Vanderhook joins us. Good morning, Coach.
Hi, Mike.
We found out last night that Cal State Fullerton will be a host of an NCAA Regional again. Talk about your feelings on hosting after having to go on the road in your first season.
Well, it's always nice to play at home. We got a good fan base, and they're going to be out here in full force, and the guys get to stay into their pretty similar routines and get to sleep in their own beds, and I just think it's, a good job to be able to do it, and I think they've done a good job to earn it.
The Titans garnered a number 5 national seed, and New Mexico, Arizona State, and Columbia are coming to town. What are your initial thoughts, having just heard that just a bit ago, how the committee did with the bracket this year?
Well, we're fine with it. New Mexico is the Mountain West champion. They lost in the tournament yesterday. They're an extremely offensive club. ASU finished 4th in the pack. They're back in the postseason this year after missing a couple years due to NCAA violations. But, they're always a good, strong team, and they'll bring some people with them. And Columbia is the champion of the Ivy League. So we have 3 champions playing in one tournament, and we're ready to play.
Talk about the Big West for a second. How big was that wrapping that up 2 weeks ago, and then being able to give your arms a little bit of a rest and seeing some different looks this weekend at Cal State Northridge?
Well, it was good. Each pitcher went about 65 pitches just to keep them sharp, and didn't want to go too short with them, as they've all started, all 3 of them, every weekend all year, and we've been lucky to have that ability to have those guys do that, and to get Kobe out there and get him a start, and he was really sharp. Played some guys off the bench on Saturday. Clay Williamson had a big hit. Hudding had a big pinch hit. So we feel that we got everything going pretty good, and we're just going to try to get better at practice today.
Talk about a little bit about this team. In terms of results, it's been a pretty special regular season. Obviously, things start over starting today. What do you attribute the success to this year?
I think the leadership of them, the seniors, the Carlos Lopez's, the Matt Orloffs, Anthony Hudding, they've all done a very good job of keeping guys together and correcting things when they needed to be get corrected, and just keeping the team going. There's a bunch of guys that have been around for a lot of years. Chad Wallach-Ketchen has really accepted a leadership role, along with playing really good. Michael Lorenzen. There's just a big group of them. Richie Pedroza. They have really willed this team and helped these younger guys that are playing and the pitchers become a pretty good unit right now.
You kind of touched on the pitching, and I don't know if it's a surprise to you, but I was looking to what has surprised you about this team. You've basically got the same group of guys you had last year, and you've made quite a turnaround. Obviously, the pitching is part of that, but from your point of view, what do you think?
Well, I think the 1 year getting used to the whole new coaching staff. They didn't know what to expect out of us, as we didn't know what to expect out of them. And this year they've really taken to things pretty good. They don't get their feelings hurt when they don't play. If they get yelled at, they don't crawl into a hole. And so they've handled things very well, and they've been really smart on what they've done. Our motto was to be more smarter this year, and they've really taken to that. And we're just doing things a little bit more intelligently than trying to force things by strength and whatever. And they've done a good job of that. They've done a good job of getting themselves more physical, too.
Well, thank you for your time, Coach. Cal State Fullerton will play Columbia Friday night at 8 o'clock, and it'll be nationally televised on ESPNU. Thanks for your time, Coach.
Thank you, Mike.
Now we've got senior infielder Matt Orloff. How you doing, Matt?
Good. How are you?
Good. Another postseason for you and Carlos Lopez. What is your take on this year's team? What has been your favorite part of the season?
I think overall just the chemistry with this team has been the best that I've ever been a part of here. And I'd say my favorite part would be the Irvine series, actually, just how all 3 of those games played out, and especially winning the Big West on a walk-off home run. That's tough to beat.
On the flip side, you had a finger injury. It was pretty big disappointment, I'm sure. Talk about how you kept it together and how you stayed motivated having to watch such a successful team from the sidelines a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. That was one of those just freak injuries that, you never can plan for. And the hardest part for me was it didn't physically hurt. I just wasn't able to go out and play because it was my finger. But being able to watch from the sidelines, I really learned a lot this year by watching even the younger guys, the way they go about it. So when I came back to play, I feel like I was more prepared.
It's got to be pretty comforting. You guys are a national seed. You're going to be playing at home all the way through until Omaha. So talk a little bit about playing in front of these home fans. You've been here a number of years. It's got to be a pretty special occasion to have a postseason again at Cal State Fullerton.
Yeah, definitely. I think playing in home is a big advantage with the crowd, and we know the way the field plays and everything. So I think we're in a good position, and we're prepared.
What do you think about the field coming in, the teams that the NCAA committee has got coming in?
Yeah, we don't know too much about all the teams, but I know the coaches do a good job of preparing the scouting reports and making sure we know what to expect from each team.
Now we've got freshman right-handed pitcher Thomas Eshelman. How you doing, Thomas?
Good, how are you?
Good. So many big changes for you over the last year. Last year at this time, you're probably getting ready for senior prom,
Right.
graduation and whatnot. What's been the hardest thing for you to get used to at the Division I level?
I feel like the hardest thing for me is just day in and day out being here and being able to be at my highest peak of level of performance and having that mindset. But I've really adapted to it with the coaching staff here, and really the players really check me in and make sure that I'm at my highest level every day.
Now you've had one of the best freshman season Cal State Fullerton fans have ever seen on the mound. What has been the biggest key to your success so far?
Just throwing strikes. They preach it to me all fall and throughout the winter too, and just throw strikes and let the hitter get themselves out. And I feel like I've done that, and hopefully I can do it as the season goes further into the postseason.
Now talk about pitchers have a little bit of a support group. The position players and the pitchers kind of do their own thing, I'm sure. You got catchers, you got Coach Dietrich, you got other pitchers. Talk about how they help you prepare week in and week out, and what is your progression throughout the week? So right now, from now until your first start in the postseason, what do you got?
As far as right now, we have no clue as what we're going to do with rolling out the starters. But usually I would throw a pin today and then have a touch feel on Thursday or Wednesday, and then as the week get my lift in, throw a long toss, get my long distance in. But Graham and Coach Dietrich and Chad behind the dish have really helped me out throughout the whole season on what to do as far as my routines throughout the weeks, and I feel like they've really helped me out throughout the whole season and made me who I am today.
And now just a little bit, you and Justin kind of going hand in hand. Justin Garza having great, spectacular freshman campaigns. Is there any competition between you guys? Any playful competition involved?
As long as we're winning, that's all I care about. But Justin's a great pitcher, and I'm glad to be right side by shoulder to shoulder with him throughout this whole thing.
All right, we're here with freshman right-handed pitcher Justin Garza. How you doing today?
Good, how about you?
I'm doing well. I'm going to give you the same questions I asked Thomas. There's been some big changes for you over the last year. This time last year, you're graduating, senior prom. Now you're thrust right into the middle of a big Division I postseason with Cal State Fullerton. What has been the hardest thing for you over that year to get used to?
I think just the grind, being out here every day pretty much. Practices are long, you got weights after practice, and kind of just adjusting to the D1 baseball style here at Cal State Fullerton. And that's pretty much it. It's been really fun, challenging, and I've enjoyed it so far.
And you've had arguably one of the best freshman seasons Cal State Fullerton has ever seen on the mound. What has been the key to your success?
Pretty much just trusting in my stuff and believing in myself. I mean, coaches told me just to throw strikes. I'm sure they told Thomas the same exact thing. But that's pretty much just been the key to me, just throwing strikes and knowing that the hitters will get themselves out.
But talk a little bit about your support group, your catchers, Coach Dietrich, other pitchers. How do they help you prepare week in and week out?
Just staying on my routine. Coach Dietrich really preaches that. For me, like today, I'd probably throw a long toss at bullpen tomorrow, and just staying on my routine, like they said. But I've gotten a lot better since I've been here, just by the knowledge of Coach Dietrich and Chad behind the dish. It's been excellent knowing that I got Coach Dietrich, really good pitcher in the past, and Chad, obviously, I'm the best catcher I've thrown to. But yeah, it's been fun.
And then do you and Thomas, being rookies on the staff and being put in the starting roles, do you guys have any kind of friendly competitions going on?
Oh, it's fun. It's competitive. Obviously having someone like him throw the day before me kind of makes me feel like I have to do even better than him. But yeah, it's a fun, friendly competition.
Now we've got first baseman senior Carlos Lopez. How you doing today, Carlos?
Good. How are you?
I'm well. Obviously, you guys have had some success this year. What do you think is different about this year's team compared to the other 15 that you've been on here in your career?
Honestly, I feel like we just have a good group of guys, and all different kind of ages. Obviously, we have pretty good freshmen, seniors, juniors, sophomores, and our younger guys actually play with a lot of confidence, and we trust them as younger guys, and we don't really consider them younger guys.
You've slimmed down this year, and you seem to be a little bit quicker, leading the team in stolen bases. Do you find that change that you made this late in your career has helped contribute to this year's success for you on the field?
I think so. I mean, I feel a lot more athletic there at first base, and I feel a lot more agile on the base path. So Hookie said he was going to stop feeding me, and he did, so I had to lose some weight.
You kind of touched on your defense at first base. Talk about that for a second. For someone who was somewhat teased about their defense early in their career, you've kind of turned that ship around. Are you taking that a little bit more seriously and have some pride in it?
I mean, last year was my first time ever playing first base, actually, in my career. So I was learning, and then this year I've kind of had an expectation. Obviously, I was going to be the first baseman, so I made sure that I wanted to make sure I wasn't the butt of the jokes every time. So just wanted to help the team out any way I could.
Now, what are your thoughts on this weekend's draw?
I mean, we have some pretty good teams in the regional, so I mean, I don't really know much about Columbia or even New Mexico. I think I have some friends on that team, but just pretty much just trying to go out there and do what we do every day. Not really trying to change for who we're playing.
Now we've got center fielder Michael Lorenzen. How you doing, Mike?
Pretty good.
Your last two seasons resulted in postseason appearances without a super regional advancement. Does this serve in any way as motivation for you personally going forward this weekend?
Yeah, it's motivation, and it's always just motivation to be in the postseason. You always want to make it to Omaha, and I think whether I've done it or not yet, it's the same goal in mind, and we're just trying to do that this year.
What do you think? You've had some national baseball under your belt. What do you think of the group coming in? You got any former teammates coming in that you know of and looking forward to seeing?
Yeah, DJ Peterson from New Mexico, one of the best hitters I've ever seen, I've ever played with. Trevor Williams from ASU, a couple other guys that go to ASU that are pretty good, and so have some background with them, and it'll be exciting to see them when they come in town.
What do you feel is the key to this team's success?
Just the camaraderie of the team and everything that's pulled us together, whether it was Nick and just Hookie bringing us together, making us tougher. He allows us to have fun. He allows us to enjoy ourselves, but he also makes us serious when we need to be. And so I think that's just the best part. And the leadership, obviously, is as Hookie would say, off the charts. So.
Not to bring it down a little bit, but your days are kind of numbered here at Cal State Fullerton, I'm guessing, with the draft right around the corner. What has it meant for you to play at Cal State Fullerton? You're kind of a local product and went to school right down the street, and what has it meant for you?
I mean, it's meant everything. I mean, I know that God has a plan for everything, and I know that he had a plan for me to be here and just enjoy my experience and support the team and help the guys out and allow them to help me out as well. And I think that just the fans are great here, the history is great, and I'm glad that I've been able to be a part of this. And my name can say I was a Titan. I could say Michael Lorenzen was a Titan.
Now, I asked Matt Orloff this. You've had some experience playing here at home, and this could be your final 2 weekends playing at home. You got a national seed. You're going to be here until Omaha. What is it about playing in front of the Cal State Fullerton fans?
Oh, there's nothing like it. Just the support that we have here, the way they get on the third baseman, the way they get on the umpires, the way that they're just behind us all 9 innings, and they always expect something good to happen. And so I just think that's just a great experience. We're going to have a packed house for the next 2 weeks, and I think that's a great way to go out.